Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In my previous video, I had discussed one problem related to departmental accounts, and in that video in that particular problem only two departments were there, and we were supposed to divide the common expenses on the basis of turnover. So I feel you people have understood that problem very well. And in this particular video we will solve another problem in which there are 5 departments, and the basis on which we will be dividing the common expenses will also be different. So the question is on the right side of the screen, and left side of the screen I will be solving the problem. First, let us try to analyze the question. A daily market carries on its business through 5 departments A, B, C, D and E. So a daily market, it is a company name and it has 5 departments A, B, C, D and E. The following information for the year 24-25. So for the year 24-25 they have given the information. Salary 18,000, rent, rates and taxes 4,500, insurance 2,700 and miscellaneous expenses 5,400. All these expenses are chargeable to each department in the proportion of cost of goods sold. So what they have given here, very important point, in the proportion of cost of goods sold, means all these expenses they have given common expenses. They have not mentioned for each department how much is the salary, or for each department how much is the rent, or for each department how much is the insurance. They have not mentioned. Overall, including all 5 departments, they have mentioned. Now we have to divide this among 5 different departments and on the basis of cost of goods sold. So we have to calculate cost of goods sold as well. The following balance as on, so they have given again one more balance as on 31st March 2024 were ascertained. So opening stock they have given for each department, purchases they have given, sales they have given and closing stock they have given. Can anybody tell in the comment box as to why they have given all these details? Because we have to calculate cost of goods sold. If we have to calculate cost of goods sold, we need opening stock, we need purchases and we need closing stock, and sales will be shown in the credit side of trading account. Prepare profit and loss account to show the final result of each department. So we need to find whether a department is making net profit or net loss. So let us try to solve the question. So as we need to divide the common expenses on the basis of cost of goods sold, so we need to find the cost of goods sold. In question they have not given cost of goods sold, so we only have to calculate cost of goods sold. So for finding out the cost of goods sold, there is a formula. What is that formula? Opening stock plus purchases minus closing stock. So this is a formula. Opening stock, for the opening stock you will be adding purchases and you will be deducting closing stock. So first let us try to calculate the cost of goods sold. COGS means cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold. So this I will make it in a columnar method because it will be easy for us to solve. So as I told you, first we need to add opening stock. So what is the opening stock of department A? See the question here. Let me maximize the screen. Yes. Opening stock is 15,000 rupees. For opening stock, what you need to add? You need to add purchases. How much is the purchases? Purchases is 1,08,000. So I am adding purchases of 1,08,000 rupees. From that you have to subtract or deduct closing stock. So how much is the closing stock? Closing stock is 36,000. So when you do this, you will get cost of goods sold. So how much is the cost of goods sold for department A? For department A, cost of goods sold is 87,000. Next, for department B. So let us look into department B. For department B, the opening stock is 9,000 rupees. So I am writing here 9,000 rupees. Closing stock of department B. is 12,000, but first we need to add purchases. So the purchases of department B is 90,000 rupees, and from that we have to deduct closing stock of 12,000 rupees. So I'll be subtracting closing stock of 12,000 rupees. So I will get the cost of goods sold, that is 87,000 rupees. So for department B also the cost of goods sold is 87,000. Now similarly I have calculated for department C. So department C opening stock is 22,500. If I add purchases 30,000 I need to add, and I need to deduct 9,000 rupees closing stock. So I will get 43,500 rupees. Similarly for department D and department E. For department D the opening stock is 12,000 rupees. For that I am adding purchases of 78,000 rupees and I am deducting closing stock of 3,000 rupees. I am getting cost of goods sold, that is 87,000. Then similarly for department E, so what is the opening stock of department E? It is 13,500. I need to add purchases of 90,000 rupees and I need to deduct the closing stock of 16,500 rupees. I will again get 87,000 rupees as my cost of goods sold. So this is how we need to calculate, and this is cost of goods sold. Now we need to find out the ratio for this. So hope you know how to find the ratio. You need to start dividing these values by a common divisor. Okay. So when I divide, I'll get the ratio like 2, 2, 1 and 2 and 2. That means 43,500 ones and 43,500 twos will be 87,000. If I divide 87,000 by 43,500, I will get the remainder as 1. Sorry, remainder as 0. Okay. So this is how we need to find the ratio. So the total of these, so 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2, it will be 9. So the total ratio will be 9. So and these ratios are very important for us when we are solving the problem. Okay. Hope you have understood cost of goods sold. Now let us apportion the expenses in the proportion of COGS. So let us go back to our question. So what is our first expenses they have given in the question? It is salaries, and total salary is 18,000 rupees. Now first let us do it for department A. So what is the total salary? Total salary is 18,000, and what is the ratio of department A? It is 2. So 2 divided by total, what is the total? 9. So 2 divided by 9. So 18,000 into 2 divided by 9 will be 4,000. Again for department B the ratio is 2. So again for department B 18,000 into 2 by 9 will be 4,000. For department C it will be 18,000 into 1 by 9 because the ratio of department C is 1. Okay. You will get 2,000. Similarly department D and department E will also get 4,000 and 4,000. So when you add all these things, 4,000 plus 4,000 plus 2,000 plus 4,000 plus 4,000, you will get 18,000, which is the total salary. Okay. Similarly, let us apportion the next expense. So which is our next expense? It is rent, rates and taxes. The total rent, rates and taxes are 4,500 rupees. Okay. So for department A, so what is the total rent, rate and tax? It is 4,500 into department A's ratio is 2 and total ratio is 9. So 4,500 into 2 by 9. Or there is one more method which I used in problem number 1, video number 1. You can also do like this also. 4,500 into, what is the COGS of department B? COGS of department B is 87,000. 87,000 divided by, okay, now add all the COGS. What will be the total of COGS? 87,000 plus 87,000 plus 43,500 plus 87,000 plus 87,000. So the total COGS will be 3,91,500. 500. This is the total. So 87,000 divided by 3,91,500. So just let us cross verify. So 4,500 into 87,000 divided by 3,91,500, you will get the same answer, 1,000 rupees. But this will be time consuming in your examination, so mostly I will not refer you this. Always go with this method, which will use ratios. Okay, this will be easier method. Similarly, I will calculate the rent, rates and taxes for remaining department based on ratios only. So I will get for department B it is 1000, department C 500, department D and B both 1000 and 1000. Which is our next expense? Our next expense is insurance. The total value of insurance is 2,700. Now let us calculate for department A. So 2,700 is the total insurance expense, and department A ratio is 2 and total ratio is 9. So when I divide it, I'll get 600 rupees. Similarly, department B also it is 600 rupees. Department C ratio is 1, so it is 300 rupees, and department D and department E will be 600 and 600. Now let us calculate or divide or apportion the expenses for fourth expense, that is miscellaneous expense. So total miscellaneous expenses are 5,400 rupees. Let us calculate for department A. The total miscellaneous expenses is 5,400 into department A ratio is 2 and the total ratio is 9. So we will get the apportioned expense, that is 1,200 rupees. Similarly, let me calculate for other department also. For department B it is 1,200, department C it is 600, department D and E will be 1,200 respectively. So now we have apportioned all the expenses. Now let us prepare the departmental trading and P&L account. So department trading and P&L account. So as you know, we will be using columnar method for the year ending 31st March 2024. Okay, so since here there are 5 departments, I have column for all departments. First will be particular column and column for department A, department B, C, D, E and the total column as well. Now first let us write all the items that has to be written in the debit side. So let us look into the question. So first always what we will write? We will write the opening stock. So what is opening stock? For department A, opening stock for department A is 15,000 rupees, department B 9,000 rupees, department C 22,500, department D 12,000 and department E 13,500. When I look into the total, I will get the total of 72,000 rupees. So next what I need to show in debit side? The purchases, right? Yes. So 2 purchases. So now look into the question. For department A, purchases is 1,08,000. For department B it is 90,000, department C 30,000 and department D 78,000 and department E 90,000. When I do the total, I will get 3,96,000 as a total purchases. Clear? Next, what is there in the question? We are having sales. So sales will be shown in which side? Sales will be shown in the credit side. So buy sales. Okay, now check the question. What is the value for each department? For department A it is 1,44,000, department B 93,000, department C it is 45,500, department D it is 96,000 and department E it is 1,01,000. When I do the total, I will get 4,79,500 rupees as total sales. Next they have given closing stock. Again closing stock also will be shown in the credit side. So based on the question, I'll put the values here. Department A 36,000, department B 12,000, department C it is 9,000, department D it is 3,000, department E it is 16,500 and the total will be 76,500. Now next let us look into the expenses. So salary is there, rent is there, insurance and miscellaneous expenses. All these are all indirect expenses which will be shown in P&L account. So now let us close the trading account. So let us do the totaling, and now take your calculators and check which side of the account you are getting highest balance. I think credit side we are getting the highest balance, so you also once calculate. So for department A I am getting 1,80,000, department B 1,05,000, department C 54,500 and department D 99,000 and department E 1,17,500. If any of you who are watching are unable to see the values clearly, you can even zoom the video and watch, and please make sure that you have set the quality to 1080p so that you will be able to clearly watch the video. Okay, now the same values I will write in the debit side. Now from 1,80,000 come to debit side. Yes, from 1,80,000 subtract 15,000 and 1,80,000, you will get 57,000. Similarly for department B, from 1,05,000 if you subtract 9,000 and 90,000, you will get 6,000 rupees. And for department C, from 54,500 if you subtract 22,500 and 30,000, you will get 2,000 rupees. In department D, 99,000, from 99,000 if you subtract 12,000 and 78,000, you are getting a value of 9,000 rupees. From department E, for 1 lakh, from 1,17,500, when you subtract 13,500 and 90,000, you will be getting a value of 14,000 rupees. So when you do the total of this, you will get 88,000. Yes, and this is nothing but your gross profit carried down. Now the same gross profit I will have to bring it down to the credit side, because now I need to start preparing the trading account. Clear? So as again I'm telling you, if you are unable to see the screen properly, please zoom the screen little bit. Okay. Now let us see the expenses. So what is the first expenses? So the first expenses are salaries, and the total salary is 18,000, but we cannot show this 18,000. We have apportioned the expenses for individual departments, so this values we are showing. So for department A, B, D and E it is 4,000, and for department C it is 2,000. The same thing I need to show it over here. So two salaries, as I told you, for department A, B and D and E it is 4,000 because ratios are same. Only for department C it will change, it is 2,000. And total, if you check here, I am getting 18,000. In question also they have mentioned it is 18,000. Okay, which is the next expenses? The next expenses are rent, rates and taxes. Here also department A, B, D and E it is 1,000 each, and for department C it is 500. Let us put it here. So to rent, rates and taxes, department A, B, D and E it is 1,000 each, and for department C it is 500 rupees. Clear? So when you see the total, again it is getting matched with their question, right? Next is insurance. So again we have divided the insurance. The total insurance is 2,700. We have divided the expenses into individual departments. Department A, B, D and E it is 600 rupees, and department C it is 300 rupees. So to insurance, department A, B, D and E are having 600 rupees each, and department C it is 300. And when you check the total here, it is again getting tallied to our question, that is 2,700. the last expenses. So which is the last expense? It is miscellaneous expenses. So the total miscellaneous expenses is 5400, but we have divided it in the proportion of COGS. So we have got this divided expense. For department A, B, D and D it is 1200, and for department C it is 600 rupees. Same thing, I'll gonna write it over here. So for department A, B, D and D it is 1200 each, and for department C it is 600. The total, again if you check, it is getting tallied with our question. Clear? Now let us do the totaling. Now again, if you want, you can just zoom the screen. Okay, yes. Now first let us check for department A, which side you are getting more. I think credit side you are getting more. So what is the total of credit side? It is 57,000. I think now we are able to see the screen more properly. Yeah. So same balance I will write it in the debit side, 57,000 rupees. Now from this 57,000 rupees, subtract 4,000, 1,600 and 1,200 rupees. You will be getting 50,200 rupees. Clear? Now for the department B, debit side total is coming more. So debit side total is 6,800. So when you add this 4,000, 1,000 and 600 and 1,200, you are getting 6,800. The same balance I am writing it in the right side. And from 6,800, when I subtract 6,000, I am getting the value 800 rupees. Clear? Now let us check for department C. Again, department C debit side total is more. So I'm getting the total of 3,400 rupees, and the same total, the same balance, I will write it in the credit side, and I will subtract the gross profit of department C from 3,400, and I'm getting 1,400 rupees. Next, department D. Again, I think no, in department D, credit side total is coming more. So credit side total is 9,000 rupees. The same balance I will write it in the left side. From that, if I subtract all these things, 4,000, 1,000 and 600 and 1,200, I am getting 2,200 rupees. Okay. And now the last department, department E, again credit side total is more. I'm sorry. Credit side total is more, 14,000 I am getting, and the same 14,000 I will write it in the debit side. Okay. And now when I subtract 4,000, 1,000, 600 and 1,200, I will get 7,200 rupees. So now listen carefully. In debit side I have got some balances. Okay. So this 56,000, when you add all these three things, you will get. So I have got some balance. These are all my net profit. It is net profit. So for department A, I have net profit. Department D, I am having net profit, and department E, I am having net profit. But I have got some balances in the right side. So for two departments, department B and department C, those are my net loss carry forward. Those are my net loss carry forward. Okay. Now even your total balance also will get tallied. So in this particular problem, when you observe, one second. I think now you can see the screen. For department A, department D and department E, you are getting a net profit, but for department B and department C, you are getting a net loss. And that is what was asked to do in the question. So if you see the question here, that asked you to show the final result of each department, and this is the final result. Hope you have understood this problem very well, and if you are having any doubt, please do post your doubts in the comment box, and if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and meet you in the next video. Thank you for watching this video. Let us meet in the next problem.